Welcome back to my garden, you guys. I'm not going to show my face. I've been getting ready for a trip and running around. You guys don't care to see my face. You're here to see the garden. So I'm just going to start with the garden. This is my July tour. It could be the garden and the front yard. And look how beautiful the garden is doing. Everything's filling in so nicely. One of my favorite things about these garden boxes is I can grow all the tomatoes I want for salsa, and then just any type of beautiful flowers to draw those pollinators. So I have Proven Winners Jazzberry in the front, and that is the Supertunia of the year. It's probably my favorite out of all of them, I have to say. I love its growth habit. It's really moundy and thick, and it just does amazing. I love the purple color. Bubblegum's good too. That's like a close second, but I really love Jazzberry quite a bit. And I don't think this one's Jazzberry. I think this is like a different variety, not Proven Winners, but it's doing pretty well and it's really close in color. I think these got mixed up somehow. This is different though. I can just tell it's not. This is probably like a wave petunia or something, but it doesn't matter. You can't really tell, but I just found that really interesting. Love orange marigolds. They just stand out. And then the white angelonia. This is a Proven Winners variety, Angel Face, I believe. And it's like a hybrid, I believe. It's kind of like a snapdragon. First time I've ever grown angelonia. It's so pretty. And I love it next to this Mystic Illusion Proven Winners dahlia. I've had some blooms on it. One's getting ready to go right here. I'll show you over on the other side because there is some blooms, but I wanted to show you my hollyhock seeds. I wanted some hollyhocks back here, so they're growing in really nice. It'll take them a while, but I'm just gonna see how they do. And then I had some zinnias in here last year, and I've had so many zinnias pop up. I'm kind of just gonna let them grow, and I might transplant them. We'll see. I'm just letting some of them go to see what they do and see what color they are, but as you can see, there's quite a few in here. I didn't realize they'd reseed that great. These are my Roma 3 tomatoes. I think they're Roma 3. But look how good they're doing. They're so happy. So happy. I'm going to go out of town again, and I just hope they still stay this happy while I'm gone. They're on drip, so they should. But I'm loving these tomato cages too. These are from Gardener Supply, and I love them. And then here's a view of the same arrangement of flowers that's on the other side. I love that pattern. The lined pattern makes it look a little more formal, and I really like that. And here are some dahlias that are blooming. They're facing the other way right now though. We had some facing this way earlier. They've all been spent. Look how pretty with the dark foliage behind. I've wanted to get these for a couple years, and I finally found them. I mean, you can get them online, but I wanted to get them at a garden center. I didn't want to have them shipped, but I love them, and I'm just going to leave them in here because I've left dahlias in there before and they've come back for us in Utah. So I'm just going to keep doing that. I'm not going to dig them out. I think they get enough sun in the winter on this side of my house. This is the west side, that they're totally fine. So I should be able to leave those there and just keep enjoying them each year. Then I have 2 other tomato varieties here that are just going wild. I should probably trim that one up a little bit. This is an heirloom tomato, and then this is like a, I can't remember, Big Beef or something like that. If you watch my garden planting video, I have all that information in there, but you can see just how huge they are, especially compared to the Roma. But these are indeterminate, so they'll just keep going and going if you let them. Still haven't taken care of that bush. And then I have some more dahlias here. These were tubers. Sorry, my AC's on. I'm not going to turn it off, but these are doing quite nicely. I did come and cut them back so that they'll, you're supposed to do that. I cut here, and then they'll sprout here, and they'll be a little fuller. And I came and staked this one up. This is the one that I've had come up for the last 2 years. So it's done great. I just leave it in the ground. It's a beautiful coral color. It's kind of at its, not quite at its peak anymore. It's usually a little more vibrant than this, but it's really pretty. Gonna have another flush here. There's tons of buds on here. And then this small one's really pretty too. Not as tall. I think these are gonna be taller too. And then they had a little baby one in there, and it's doing good too. I just plugged it in there. So it's gonna take a while. I should have got them in the ground probably a month sooner than I did, but that's when I got to it. My raspberry struggled, but I found out why. This drip line wasn't working. I didn't really check it fully when I did my drip line here, so I had to come in here, take it out, and redo the drip line. Oh, and my arms were so scratched up. But I got it done, and you can tell the raspberries were suffering a little bit, but now they're quite a bit happier. And there's berries on here. I need to come pick them and eat them. They're so good. And then these are the fall gold raspberries, and I'm excited to try those. Sorry, I'm eating raspberries. I'm gonna come pick these after we're done. Look how delicious. So good. I love raspberries. And then my rose garden here. These are Shasta daisies. I like these better than regular daisies, I've learned, because they're a little lower to the ground. I love that they bloom after my roses are done, so that this area isn't quite so boring. And then the lavender here is really pretty too. I like it kind of intermixed with that. Look how stunning. Salvia is getting ready to flush back. These suffered so much, my roses. The thrips were insane, and I had a video where I cut them all back pretty hard. But they needed it, and they're doing a lot better, but they looked pretty rough for a while. But you can see all the new growth coming back. We're getting ready to get more Annick rose blooms. Here's another Shasta daisy. This flushed back. This was totally dead to the ground, so that's good. And then my Eden rose got hit the worst. It was so bad, but I cut it so far back, but you can see, I mean, it was just down to all the stems here, but it's flushing back, and I knew it would. I knew it'd flush back. I knew it would take some time, but I knew it'd be okay. And then, as you can see in my video, I mentioned that this throws out these long shoots. I mean, look at these. This is Tranquility Rose, but look at this long stem. Ow. That's a thorn. I mean, it's just massive. It's just funny. I don't know why it does that. Just massive blooms. We will get more blooms on here. The second flush isn't quite as big as the first or as vibrant, I've realized, but they still will get another flush. James Galway rose there is got lots of little buds coming on it too. So right now they're just kind of in a lull moment, along with this Gabriel oak, which I had about 4 or 5 blooms on that bare root rose, so it did pretty well. Then I have some cone flowers here. They do good in this spot because it's super dry. Love this kind of raspberry color. I have another one up here. It's a nice raspberry color. I'll give you a shot of the house. Okay, let's move to the front. Not much happening here. This side of the house is kind of boring. We'll get to it. And then my Eustacia virose is kind of done. The Lamian gets a little sad this time of year, but once this is fuller, I think it'll have more shade and it'll do a little bit better. There was strips all over this. It needs to be cut down again. This Spirea, the show on it wasn't quite as bright because it had bugs on it. It still has a few that I can see. So that suffered a little bit, but I need to come cut that back along with that one. This area's, it needs some sprucing up for next year. For this time of year, it needs something blooming. So I need to work on that. Okay, so here's the front view. I covered up my address so I don't have to be super careful like I usually try to be. But I just wanted to give you a full shot here. Okay, let's move up here. Didn't do too much with this area, just left it grass. I didn't want to tend to it too much, but last year I had some white Superbenas in here from Proven Winners, and I loved them. I kind of miss them. But this area is doing really nice here. I'm going to show you the full view here. We had to come in here. It's kind of messy because we had to fix some sprinklers and do a few things, and I planted something that I'm going to show you in a second that I'm super excited about. But my campanula here doesn't get as much sun as it does in the backyard, so it's just barely blooming. So pretty, so that's fun to see. These cone flowers are doing so nice. Not sure I love them against this coral color, but next year I'll remember that. I guess I really love these though. These are the Proven Winners Surefire Rose Begonias. And they're really thickening up. They're gonna be huge, I can tell. They're still kind of in their early stages. It's been about a month since I planted those. And then look how beautiful this salvia is. This is the annual salvia. This is the Monrovia version. But that's really pretty, isn't it? Love that purple. Pansy still left in there. I probably should pull that out. And then this is the Euphorbia Diamond Snow. I thought some of them might be frost, but they're all snow, and I do like the kind of thicker bloomed habit of that. And then the Agaritum, some lavender, Campanula, and then I planted this Japanese maple here, and I am gonna love it. I can already tell I needed some purple in here, and I needed something tall. I needed it to have a stem so the sprinklers could spray. And I think this is perfect. When I saw it at Costco, I was like, I need that tree. And I think it's protected here. In Utah, you gotta have your maple trees pretty protected because we have hot sun and we have some winds and it's dry. And I'm hoping this is a good spot. We'll see. I think it's so pretty. I think it's gonna be pretty big over here, kind of covering up my porch a little bit. Oh, I'm so excited for that to get big. But as you can see, these Surefire Rose Begonias and the Ageratum and the Diamond Frost Snow and the Lemon Coral Sedum, they're all trying to just grow. That's what they're working on. So they're doing their best, and think in about a month they'll be really, really big. But let's look up close here. I'm loving these little cement decor that I find at like Target, and they're so fun. These I had to replant, so they're suffering. I hope they survive it. Please survive it. We had to put some sprinklers out front because those bushes are so high that the water wasn't getting up here. So I had my husband add one here so that we could have water spraying here for these. And I had to move these, so I hope they do okay. I'm going out of town, so we'll see if they do. But it's gonna fill in nicely. Just gonna take a little more time, and then we have more salvia in the back. Doesn't get a ton of sun, but I think if I'm patient, they'll keep growing. And my little bunnies back here. And my porch is still the same. I'll probably keep it the same till fall. I've really enjoyed this kind of neutral blue. And I have that video. I'll do another fall video. I'm gonna already start thinking about what I wanna do here. But these yew bushes are getting just tall enough. And I love them. I like to keep them a little more wild. First of all, it's gonna be easy. I don't have to do a lot of trimming. I already have to do a lot of trimming with my boxwoods. I do like to keep those round balls. And so it's nice just to have something kind of natural looking, and I'll keep taming this so it stays pretty short. And then it gets enough light and sun in there that it doesn't get totally just barky. So I love that about this yew. I'm just gonna keep doing it that way. I just think it's a little bit easier. Let's take a look from this view. Colors might be a little more vibrant this direction. Love that maple tree. Super happy with that. I love the color. I love that it's purple. I didn't want one that was like red. I wanted a purple. Okay, and then I just have boxwoods in there. They always struggle this time of year though, because it gets super hot. But that's just how it is. My hibiscus here, this is Starry Starry Night. Look how deep and purple that is. I love this plant. It's probably one of my favorites. And the blossoms on it are white with like a pink center. So pretty. And then I have a sparkling amethyst Superbena here, and then something's popping up here. I think it's a Superbena. I don't know if it's seeded from last year, because I had one here last year, but I'm just gonna keep watching it and see what it is, unless one of these sent out shoots, which I can't imagine. But I love this sparkling amethyst. It's kind of getting covered up by this hibiscus, but hopefully it'll peek out and keep growing. And then this is the pink cashmere. Love it. I'm gonna put more of this. I think next year I'm gonna do Superbena up here with like a bright petunia and have a lot of pink next year. Already planning next year. But look how pretty. Oh my goodness, I love it. This one's doing really great. And then our pine trees, which are getting kind of hot. It's been super hot. And then some luminary opalescence phlox. Look how pretty that is. I wasn't sure how this Surefire Rose Begonia, the kind of red coral, would look with that pink, but I think it's fine. I don't mind it. Let's get a closer look, but I definitely need to plant something in front of here. I had some tulip bulbs in here that I didn't want to disturb, but we had to move them because of the sprinklers. So next year, this will be a little bit more full. I'll be able to do that a little fuller. But here are the opalescence pink phlox. Close up. And then these are limelight hydrangeas. And you'll see those next tour. This is getting eaten by something, I'm not sure what. But those will be really pretty. This is what I pictured next to this lemon coral sedum Surefire Rose Begonias and this purple. And when that pink will be done, and I think that's gonna be really pretty. There's kind of a lot happening in here right now. Not my favorite. I went and cut back my lilac bush. You're supposed to cut it back right after it blooms. It was kind of wild, so I'm feeling a little better. That's a little more compact now. But yeah, there's a lot happening here. This daisy, oh, I wonder if this has thrips again. It's really struggling. Ugh, frustrating. But anyway, they look pretty. We'll look at them from this view. So same kind of pattern with the colors as in the front. And then I have some Veronica here that's the same kind of purpley blue color that are in the background that are blooming right now. And so I think that's really nice. Once those daisies have bloomed and are done, it won't be as busy, and then the stuff in the front will be really pretty, and then the limelight hydrangeas here will be big and full and add a nice color of lime green for the backdrop on both sides. So that's the front there. I'm trying to like daylilies. I kind of don't like them though. I think I'm gonna get rid of them. Some of them were supposed to be green. I ordered them on Etsy and none of them have been lime green. We'll see if that one is, but they're not my favorite. I think I'm gonna take them out next year. But look how pretty that pink is. It's making me want pink for next year. I do like this red, but pink is just my go-to. My goodness. Okay, I'm gonna do a backup view so you can see. Okay, we're gonna go back here. My lawn's struggling because it's been hot, you guys. You can only water so often, so my grass suffers. This is my new area that I planted up that I showed you last time. It's doing pretty good. The reed grass is doing great. That's almost done blooming. Hopefully this will be a key lime daylily, and then my Olivia rose is blooming again. A lot of you asked in my video, we're thinking the James Galway rose was actually Olivia. This one's Olivia, I know 100% sure, but it's doing well. It's the first year I've had it. It looks a little chlorotic, so I'll add some iron to my roses when I get back in town. But that's the biggest thing right here. I do love this plant though, and it will have purple blooms on here pretty soon. Love the bright color of this bush. Can't remember the name of it, but that's this area with my lovely box. It's okay, these grass will cover it up. So that's that corner. Not anything super exciting, just that cute Olivia rose. Let's look at one more rose. They're a little bit smaller this go round, but so cute. Thanks so much for joining me. Lots of things are starting to grow. My trees are getting a little taller each day. Those pines take a long time. I've been kind of thinking I need a big tree in the front because this grass just gets so hot. So that's going to be the next thing I think of for next year is I want to put a tree. I don't know where, you guys. Maybe that corner. I'll have to think about it and discuss it with my husband, but this grass needs some shade. It really does. And I just want something big and beautiful over here. So that's it. Thanks so much for joining me for my front yard garden tour for July. Thanks for following along as I polish my garden. And I hope you guys are inspired to go polish yours too. Okay, we'll see you guys. Bye.